Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your boy, the big fella, coming to you live from the lab, baby. Hey, listen, something that we've been discussing a lot recently is comfort zone and being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. And so I thought I'd like to come to y'all today, give you a little short video explaining what that might be, and how to grow your comfort zone, right? So first thing we're going to talk about is right here. This is your comfort zone, right? CZ. This is that zone where you are good, right? You feel good about yourself. You're confident. You know what you're doing. You know what you know in that zone, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you good. This is it, right? I'm operating at peak efficiency in this zone right here because I know what I'm doing, right? But say the company comes along, right? And they've asked you to do something up here, right? There's some new initiative. There's some new plan. There's something going on that we need to focus on. That is no longer, you are no longer in your comfort zone. You're out here. And let's say, for giggles, because I'm seeing this one a lot, what we're talking about right now is going to be the approval calls, right? That is the new run the play, right? You hear that? Just run the play. Part of that running that play and an approval call is coming from this comfort zone where you've been maybe 10 years in the industry and you've never done this before and you're not comfortable making a phone call, right? So so how do we get from here in our comfort zone to include this initiative inside of our comfort zone, right? Well, what's the first thing that we got to do, right? The first thing we got to do is we got to break out of the fear zone. That's this next zone, right? This big red one here. That's the fear zone, right? And the fear zone is the very first one, right? We've never done this before. I've never had to go through a sale and during that sale or after that sale reach out to senior leadership or somebody else on the squad to kind of explain what's going on and get their help or advice or counsel or something, right? Anything that we're trying to get from them. So how do we do that? We just try it one time, right? That's how we break through this fear zone right here. Because I think what happens a lot, especially that first phone call, is that people are afraid, right? They're afraid to give up, they're afraid to get help from somebody, right? They're afraid that maybe I make this phone call, I'm gonna get yelled at, or I'm gonna get berated because I'm not doing a good enough job, right? Maybe I'm gonna get made fun of, right? Whatever that case may be, whatever that fear is, right? But what we know about fear. Fear is false expectations appearing as reality, right? So think about it. How many times in your life have you done something where you had a lot of anxiety, you had a lot of fear, you had a lot of, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I want to do this, right? And then you're forced into it or something happens and then you do it. And then after you do it, you kind of giggle, you laugh, you kind of get a little upset at yourself. You go, man, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, right? Because what have we done? It's in our mind. We have created expectations in our own mind that aren't real because we don't have any experience at it. Now that we've had some experience at it, those fears, right, those expectations that aren't real, right, have now been broken down because we've tried it once and we're no longer fearful of the action itself. So the first part of getting from your comfort zone to be taking your comfort zone and including in something that you're uncomfortable doing is just getting to the first fear zone, right? Which is creating the action, doing the action, whatever it is. In our instance, it's running the play, right? It's offering the products and services, seeing if we can get a premium BTS put on the account. If we can't, I got to step aside. I got to make a phone call to a senior leader, district manager, market director, proxy, whomever it might be, to explain what's going on, to see if we can get some help or get some knowledge, right? So once, and I believe in my heart of hearts, and I hope that this is the case across the board and we don't have any outliers, is that when you make this phone call, you're not getting beat up. You're not getting made fun of, right? You're having questions being asked to you to make sure you've got that knowledge. You're getting advice for things that maybe somebody that's got the objection that you have heard, they may have a rebuttal for. Something, you're getting information. That's all that's happening in this conversation should be an exchange of information that will hopefully lead you to a path to success, right? But now we've done that, right? We've gone through and we've broken out of the comfort zone into the fear zone and we've made our first call, right? So now we know, hey, I'm not going to get beat up. This is just to help me get better. So what's the next step? The next step is we got to go through the growth zone, right? What is the growth zone? Well, the growth zone, believe it or not, is just at the very beginning is an extension of the fear zone, right? Because now we've made one call, so we know we're not going to get beat up or anything. But now we got our next transaction, right? And we got to make a second phone call. And inside that second phone call, what are we talking about? What's that? Why wouldn't we want to do that? Why is it still uncomfortable? Oh, now we're going to have to go reoffer, right? Now I've got some more counsel. I've got some more information. I've got to go make that reoffer, right? That's a little uncomfortable. I've already gone through my pitch. Now I got to step back and do it again. Some of you guys have been in the game for a minute. We do this every single interaction anyway. Some of you guys are not used to this. It's a little uncomfortable to get some counsel, go back out onto the sales floor and reoffer. But guess what? We've made another phone call, right? And we're starting to extend our comfort zone a little bit, right? So what's the next step? Right, so our next step, right? What are some of the things that I've heard? I'm going to lose the sale. Lose the sale, right? I've only had one time that this happened that I pushed so much that I've lost the sale. The odds of you losing a sale because you went to the back, made a phone call, came back with some objection rebuttals and tried to push the product a little bit more, 99.9% of the time is not going to have you lose a sale, right? But that is a fear. That's something that we got to work through. But guess what? Now we've made our third phone call, right? And we probably haven't lost any of these sales at this point, right? So we're moving again in a positive direction. We're making this comfort zone is now getting stronger, and it's getting bigger, and it's getting bigger, right? That's another one that I've heard. What's the next one we got to get through? That's right. Oh gosh, it takes so much time to make the calls, right? To run the play and to make the call to leadership, right? Well, it's not necessarily true. Here's, for some people it can be, right? I got a district manager known as John Hyde, love the man to death, but this man loves to talk, and it's sometimes hard to get him off the phone because he wants to give you as much, and it's not done out of anything other than he wants to give you as much as he possibly can to help you be successful, right? But that is a fear. That is something that people have told me and say, hey, listen, it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to get through that phone call. That's okay. The customer doesn't know what you're doing when you go back to the safe, right? The customer has no idea how long it takes. Most of these safes should take you 10 minutes to get into anyway, so should be a no factor, right? But if it's not, just keep making those phone calls. There's another phone call, okay? It takes 5 minutes. You walk back out, your customer's still there. Okay, so we didn't lose a sale over the time. We didn't lose a sale over reoffering, right? If it's going to happen. 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 5,000, I don't know. But it's not going to happen every time, right? So now we're on our fourth phone call, right? We've made 4 phone calls to senior leadership or DM or whoever to help gain some knowledge and get their counsel on how I can be better at my craft. How can I get stronger at my craft, right? So what's the next thing? What's the next one that we do? Now, we've kind of come through this growth zone, right? And now we're entering into a new zone. We're still in the growth zone, but we got a new zone, right? And that's the strength zone. Right, so what's in this strength zone here? So now we got a new one, right? Now we're on our 5th call, right? And now we're starting to bundle things in like we're supposed to, right? We're actually running the play, right? We're going through the play now, right? And we're offering our products and services. We're offering all the things to the premium BTS, and then moving on to standard BTS, right? And we're talking about the referral, or we're talking about the survey and everything like that. So now when we make this phone call, we have a better understanding of exactly what our leadership is looking for and the questions that they're going to ask us. So we have the answers already built in. Hey boss, I've bundled in the tablet, the watch for the good, better, best program, right? I've offered the security camera. I've done all of these things. I know about their family. I know where they live. I know where they work. I'm just not able to close that deal, right? So we've gone now from the fear level. We've grown through that fear level in the growth zone, and now we've reached into the strength zone. Now I'm getting better at my craft. Right now I know a little bit better of what is being expected of me from when I make this phone call, how to answer those questions, and what information is being looked for. The idea being that now that I have this information, right, these calls, because now I'm on my 5th call, is going to get a little bit easier, right? Because I've done this. I've played this video game, right? I know the moves: up, down, left, right, A, B, sock, whatever it is. Get your extra lives, right? But now we're in that strength zone, and my comfort zone is growing and growing and growing into now the strength zone. And then now that we're feeling good about it, and we have all of this strength and all of this stuff that we've learned, right? And now we're asking for referrals, right? As we're closing down deals, right? Now that we've gotten through the growth zone, we're in our strength zone, we're doing really well at what we're doing. Now we're asking for additional revenue streams from the customers in front of us so we can get even more money, we can become even more profitable. But what happens now is we've made 1 phone call, 2 phone calls, 3 phone calls, 4 phone calls, 5 phone calls, 6 phone calls, right? Or 7 or 8 or 10, however long it takes you to get up to this point. But what we've done is we've taken our comfort zone and we've gotten through the fear zone, and we've grown and we've gotten better at it. And now we've become a strength, and our comfort zone is now encompassed within the initiative that we've tried, that we're looking to go after, right? So what a wonderful thing that this play is doing for us. Not only is it making us more money, but it's making us stronger salespeople, and the leadership squads, the stewards in this company that are supposed to help you and help you become a better salesperson, they have an avenue of doing that. Grow your comfort zone, run the play, and let's go get all this money, baby. Big fella out.